in, you guys. Ooh, I'm going to try to do it in this mode. I'm trying to anyway. Because I'm dysfunctional. You know how some people, I don't know if you know, but in like slang Mexican, they're like toxica, like she's toxic. That's how they like. Oh, she's. I don't know if you know the phrase or not, but toxica means just like she's toxic. You know, like when you're dating a girl and she's like, man, she's real fly, but she's toxica. Like she's like she'll get me into trouble. Okay, I'm dysfunctional. Okay, let me tell you why I'm dysfunctional. Okay, here's. Guys, why is my door open? Sorry, guys. Sorry, I'm in the middle of putting dishes away. And then I get my right with you guys right before instantly. Okay, my bad, guys. I'm like turning around and I'm like, why is everything out there? Okay, let me go back to my story, what I was telling you. So, toxica, blah, blah, blah. If you know that phrase, look on TikTok and they'll show like a girl fighting with a guy or a girl not being nice to a guy. Any way you want to word it, okay? And it's usually her being like, I don't know, like her being petty, okay? It's just, that's it. Well, let me tell you, I'm in the middle of adjusting this thing, and I'm like switching the handle and moving it around, and then this freaking falls off. I don't know what it is, but now our camera is like that. That fell off. I don't know where this bearing or screw in this, I have no idea where this goes. So anyways, here you are in this mode. Let me just say last week, I was working on something else and the screw came off on that one. My mom's like, yeah, you're so rough with things. Yes, I know I'm rough. I'm not frail and gentle. I mean, I am like scared a cat about a lot of things. Are you guys loud? I feel like. Uh-oh, you guys, if I lose you, it's because, no, screw it. Anyways, I love you. And, well, one, if anybody saw my community post, why is it not? Hold on. I'm not sure why it is not, I don't know. I put up a community post about doing our what we talked about. Anyways, aside from that, I wanted to tell you guys I made a recipe last week that was I think I put peppers and chicken, peppers and onion, and I told you I also made it with boneless, skinless thighs, and I put boneless, skinless thighs, and I made it with mushrooms. And I said, you guys, you can use anything, blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, Joe's gone again. He had to go. So then I was like, oh, he's going to be hungry when he gets home. He's been gone for a few hours. So I was like, well, let me see. And I'm like, oh my God, all I have is chicken thighs. And I'm like, well, I only have I only have legs. So then I'm like, well, what can I make? So I wanted to just show you guys, you don't need any peppers, onions, or anything. Okay, let me explain. Those are legs. I fried the legs first. I got, I put a Cajun, and I put little pieces of onion in it, you guys. This is another hack that I did last time. I forgot to tell you, not when I made it, but last time I made it, I wanted them to be tender, so I actually boiled them for about, maybe about 20 minutes, and then I put oil in the pan, and I fried them, and then it got like the toasted fried, okay? That's if you want your chicken to fall off of the bone, shreddable chicken, okay? This was just fried in the pan, in the cast iron. And then you can see, I have onion in here, you guys. I'm giving you guys just something to see. Here's the onion. So I didn't put any peppers, any mushrooms. I simply had chicken in my fridge. And I was like, what can I make with my chicken? And I fried the chicken. I put onion in it. And I put a little bit of, I don't even think I put salt. I think I just put this. That's it. It's a Cajun seasoning, Louisiana Cajun seasoning. Okay? And I'm making white rice. It's going to go on top of white rice. I think I made it for you guys with mashed potatoes. How's it going, baby? So, anyways, made white rice. It's going to go on top of white rice. I just wanted you guys to see that if you don't have, like when I give you the recipe of like, I don't even know what I made it with, maybe breast meat, and I diced it up, and I put peppers and onion, and it was like, you can do it till the chicken breast shreds. I'm doing it with legs. I'm going to plate it really quick just so you guys can get a good visual of it. But if you run low on time or short on time, just boil it for like 20 minutes. Just because you do want your chicken, one, thoroughly cooked, and two, you do want it shreddable. Does that make sense? And then I've done it with mashed potatoes. I'm going to put it on white rice right now. What else, you guys? If anybody saw my post, I changed my mind, you guys. I know yesterday I was like I was so pumped up, and I was like upset because I can't stand when I had seen Clue's channel, and she was making fun of how BJ was making fun of Clue, how Cletus had his hand on her back, and it irked me. It irked the nerve inside of me. And anyways, I made a post about I just prayed about it, you guys, and just changed my mind about it. So that's that. But I did want to tell you, if you don't have flour, because we're out of flour. If you don't have flour, what I did was I got this, and I probably put once my chicken was all completely I gotta just turn off on all the way up. Okay, I didn't have flour because normally I would have put flour on the bottom while the chicken. Remember how I showed you guys take the chicken out, and then with the drippings of the chicken and the garlic and make the gravy. I didn't have flour, so I didn't have that option available to me. So what I did was I put water in it, and in a separate bowl, I put about 1.5 tablespoons of cornstarch. Okay? Just regular cornstarch. I put cornstarch in a bowl, and I put water in here, and I made a slurry. Hey, Pookie! I made a slurry in here. So I just wanted to give you guys like I know all these little hacks or like little, I don't know, I've just been cooking for a long time. And if I don't have flour, which I was already making it, or I would have done something else with it. I would have made maybe chicken salad or chicken tacos or some flautas, because I have those corn tortillas. I could have made flautas for us. But I just got this far in, and I said, oh shoot, I don't have flour to make the gravy. And I was like, let me make gravy another way. So I'm just trying to give you guys like I had I had legs. I could have boiled them till they fell off, like very tender, then take the nerve out of it, shredded it up, and I've showed you guys how to make flautas. Roll it up, fry it in oil. Could have done that. Got it. Didn't do that. Chose to make them in a pan, fried instead with onion, and I knew I was going to do this. I don't have flour. Crap, what do? I don't have any flour to make a gravy. I knew I was going to, another option of gravy, you can use cornstarch. So that's what I did. I put water as high as I needed. Well, I had boiled my chicken, the other night when I told you I had chicken fajitas, I had chicken nachos. Remember I told you guys I made my homemade salsa, my homemade chips, and me and Joe had nachos. Well, it took a lot more work than just like, I'm going to have them. I'm sorry, I got really hot. So that night, I think it was like Sunday night, I put my chicken so that it fell off. Then I made my homemade chips, and then I made my homemade salsa. Basically, that was it. So then I made the plate of my homemade chips. The chicken, once it's shredded off of there, I put, like some garlic, some onion, some tomato sauce, some chili powder, some cominos. I seasoned my meat. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Black. So I seasoned my meat, and once my meat was seasoned, then it was ready to go on my chips. Okay, now fast forward, because I boiled my chicken, I had broth. I had it stored in the fridge because I never know when I'm going to need it. So I got my broth that I had in the fridge, and I was making this, which, remember, I realized I didn't have any flour, but I was like, oh, it's cool, you know, I already planned on making this. So I said, let me put water. I used my chicken broth water in there into my meat, and then I go, well, I don't have flour, so I use cornstarch. But I first have to make a slurry. You guys, you can't just pour this in there, okay? You have to get your cornstarch, put it in a bowl, about 1 or 2 tablespoons, as much as you need, in here, and you get your little baby whisk, and you just dissolve all of your cornstarch, and you have maybe a cup or, you know, a half a cup or cup of slurry. It's cornstarch slurry, okay? Then I pour it in there, and my chicken has a gravy on it now, versus it just being just dry. And I could, there's nothing wrong with dried chicken. I just wanted it to be, uy, chingazo. I wanted my chicken to go on top of my rice. So I'm gonna plate it just so you guys can get a visual of what I did. Hi guys, hi guys. Pookie, Black, how you guys doing, guys? I am appreciative you guys come in. I'm appreciative anytime anybody, myself, my members, my mods, take the time out of their day to come in. And I wanted to make sure that I love you guys. I'm sorry about last night, you guys. It was a really it was emotional for me. I don't know what else to say. I mean, usually, like, when you guys, when you're like, let me just say, you guys, let's say you're combing your hair, you're like, oh, what do I got to do today? And you start thinking about everything you're going to do that day, and you're like, oh, yeah, I got to talk to my son's teacher about blah, 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 blah. And then you rehearse in your head, like, oh, I want to talk to her about this and this, and I want to make sure that I cover this and this, or when whatever you're planning to do, most of the time people will go over it in their head. So this, for me, I was thinking about, like while I was cooking, I was like, oh, I got to make sure I got to cook. I show them this and show them this and make sure I explain this. And so I kind of do that in my head while I'm with you guys, just to make sure that I'm covering how to make, if you put too much salt, what to do. Another thing you can do is, instead of rice, if you want mashed potatoes, like I cover things in my head that I prepared in my, like, before I went live, I gotta go, oh, I gotta make sure I remind them about this, or, oh shoot, I wanna make sure I tell them about this. Like I want, there's things I want you guys to know. So I did that. I went live with you guys, and me going live and wanting, like, oh my God, I'm so excited, you guys. I want to do this live, and I'm going to start going live and talking about, you know, I just want to cover blah, 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 blah. Have you tried mixing the starch and chicken bouillon together as a slurry with brown flour yet? No, I've never done cornstarch in the pan, like where I make my roux. I've never put my cornstarch in my pan, which it may work great. I just have to try it. And for me, I'm always telling Joe, like, I'm not going to tell them to do something until I do it, because I don't want to go, hey, put the cornstarch in there, but then I don't know what the results are. But there you go. Black is telling you it works. That's what I love, like, that you guys come in and share your help, because for me, I know to make my cornstarch slurry. I know to do that. I've only ever done flour in a pan. So for me, you telling us, I want to try it like that now. You gotta try it. I will. Um, so last night I was like kind of popping off about a couple of people that irritate me, and they irritate me mainly because I allow them to irritate me. Like, I shouldn't let them irritate me, but they do irritate me. Anyways, while I was in my head, I was like, I want, like, the story was like, just share it. And I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to share that story right now. Like, I was literally talking to the Lord right while I was cooking. And I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I know you. Hey, Miss Brittany. I was in my head going, I'm not going to share that. Like, I was arguing with the Lord. I don't know if you guys know, but that's just what happens. And then he was like, yeah, like he was telling, we were talking to each other. So I'm like trying to talk to you guys, and then it was just in my head over and over, like, I blessed you for you to share it. And like, while I'm trying to think about cooking with you guys, he is like on my shoulder and just like not letting it go. Basically, that's just who the Lord is. He knows he has to get like firm with me, and that's just my relationship with him. And I don't mean that to be like whatever. Me and the Lord have a great relationship, but he literally knows when he tells me. He tells me in a firm way, and then I don't know, I listen because he shows me that why he, you know what I mean? Like, he even explains it to me. I don't know how to tell you guys. He explains it to me, what the importance of it. So I'm cooking with you guys, and I'm like arguing in my head with my conscience, with my spirit. It's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. This platform is so cruel and mean and evil, and there's so many things about this platform. There's no way I'm going to do this. And then I'm just kind of like, kept trying not to like think about it and trying not to think about it. And then finally I'm like, oh my God, I'm just going to share the story with you guys. If you saw the live last night, that's literally what I said is, oh my God, I'm going to share a story with you guys, and you take what you want with it. Okay. I talked to Liz after this, and she's like, but you need to come to TikTok. People on TikTok are a lot more like embracing your your like that. Like, if you're having I don't know, it's hard to explain. Anyways, okay, back to my story. I shared the story about me being, and I think it wasn't that I was sharing my story about real life. It was how many people will accept a handout. How many people will accept a handout from your neighbor, a stranger, knocking on your door and saying, hey, do you, I'm going to just get rid of this if you need this. And I'm like, I mean, obviously, like, we do need it. I mean, it is what it is. But it was, so the day that it happened, it was like it was about 2 weeks ago. And I was just like, we were so happy. I mean, it was stuff that we don't even, like, whatever. It was things that we could use. Okay, so then I'm like, oh my God, that was great. And so the last week, you know how when I get on live, I'm like, oh my God, I saw my grandson, you guys. I want to share so much with you. And then I've been not sharing that, but I wanted to share it with you guys so much. Oh my God, you guys are going to make me cry. Shit. I wanted to share it with you guys so much. And I kept going like, no, don't, like, just don't say it. It's not going to be received well. It's just the platform does not accept. I don't know. It just, they would have twisted into something, and I was just like, I'm gonna share the freaking story. So then finally I was like, nope, I'm not sharing it. It was decided, it's been about 4 or 5 days, and it was decided I'm not sharing the story. So then that's why it was shocking that when I was talking to you guys about the dinner, the Lord was like, hello, hello. Anyways, he nudges me he nudges me, and he knows to nudge me. Like, does that make sense? Like, he knew what I did want to share it, and I'm grateful for it. But I said that to say that it's not that I didn't, it felt nice to tell somebody, like, listen, you little, quit being so mean to other people. Quit being mean to Katie. Quit being mean to Clue and Cletus. Just quit being mean. I mean, I wanted to say that, and I wanted to tell her to stop being mean. But then after I shared the story, it felt so, like, I got off the live and I was just like, oh my God, like, like, it didn't even matter that I was nervous about what people were going to think, because it felt so liberating. I guess that's a good word. It felt very excited that I shared a story that, who knows, if somebody's sitting in their house and they're like, oh my gosh, we don't have what we need, or if only we had. And I literally shared a story that maybe they didn't realize was available. You know what I mean? Like maybe somebody was like, well, to be honest, when me and Joe started dating, he said, yeah, I'm not into the whole Jesus God thing. Sorry, that's not me. And I go, oh, okay. I mean, all I did was say I got church tomorrow. You know, I can meet you afterwards. And he was like, okay. So then he's like, when I was growing up, the Catholic Church kicked my mom out of the church for being divorced. And so I get it. You just never know what people have as their story. So I was like, no, I'm not asking you to go. I'm just letting you know I can't meet you till after church. So I'll meet you around 3 or 4 or whatever. Anyways, I said all that to say some people may or may not like the fact, but really that is the reason, because there are people that have reached out to me that thanks me for reminding them to get back to their devotionals, or that reminds me, or that thanks me for allowing or to sharing my testimony, and it was something that they needed at the time. And so that's pretty much like that's how it's been for the last year and a half. It's just either people thank me or they ask me if what would be a good book to start my spiritual walk again. I used to give holiness studies. Just long story short, I liked doing that, and I do like doing it. So when that's what the Lord actually said to me was, share my goodness. That's why I blessed you, so you could share it. And I was like, oh my God, Lord, you don't know these people. And obviously he does know these people. And I was debated if I was going to be, so to me, I see it as disobedient. Nobody else has to. I did, when I had prayed about my son, and the Lord laid it on my heart that I had to let my son go through the trial, that I wanted to keep bailing him out and helping him. And the Lord laid on my heart that he can't help him if he keeps running to me. I'm going to cry. But that's what the Lord told me, is he will never find me if you're always helping him. And I knew that, but to hear your son need you, to call you and ask you for help, $20 more or just $5, Mom, it, it it was just hard. It was hard to put your foot down and tell somebody you love no. You knew that it was killing them and hurting them, but still I had to not do it. Okay, well, once I prayed about it and I said, Lord, I want him helped. I want him to stop. I want him to seek you till he'll see he doesn't need all these drugs. And that's when the Lord laid on my heart, how can he see me, or how can he find me when you pick up the phone? I mean, that's just how he talks to me. It's hard to explain, you guys, but the Lord does speak. He talks to me on a regular basis. He said, how can he find me? How can he seek me when you're the one running to him? And it shut me up. And my son called and asked, and I didn't give him another dollar. And he's 30 years old today. He'll be 31 in this coming year. And he's an amazing dad. He's clean, sober, great dad. Hasn't done anything in like 6 years. Is clean as just the most beautiful person. And it's hard to explain. It's exciting to see him get that. But in order for him to get there, I was standing in his way. Like I was standing in his way of him being free from all that. Because every time he didn't, I mean, and don't think for a minute, like he did sports, he did, he had like 14 or 15 varsity letters. You're only in high school for 4 years, you guys. He got a varsity letter. He got 3 varsity letters in his freshman year. He was a state champion wrestler. Like my son had sports through high school. We brought him up in church. We went to practice. We put him in extreme wrestling. Like we sent him to Jeff Jordan, a wrestling camp. We did so much that we thought was going to keep him on the straight and narrow, and our son had other plans. I mean, when he got to 17, graduated high school, a stack of letters um, that high, stack of letters that high of Big Ten, that high of all schools offering him. And he said no. He didn't want to go to college. He wanted to enjoy his life. And we about shit ourselves. To be honest with you, he didn't take the full ride. He just wanted to just enjoy life. And so he started working, and it's when he started working that he ended up just exploring and experimenting, and just started out just getting high, started out just drinking, and before you knew it, it was a whole different ball game. We tried our best that we thought to keep him on the straight and narrow, but I'm telling you guys, once you have a relationship like us, I had a relationship with the Lord. When I was asking him, what should I do? For me, not everybody, for me only, when he tells me to let him, leave him alone and let him seek me, if I go back in, for me, I mentally see it as I'm being disobedient. I know some people won't think that. I seek answers. He answered me, and now if I go against what he asked me, like, hey, let him sit there, let him sit in jail. You don't need to bail him out. I need to talk to him without the commotion of his friends, without the music and everything that's out in the world. He needs to sit his little ass in the jail. Not only for, to learn a tough lesson, but it's quiet in there. That's why a lot of people grab the Bible or grab books or start drawing or whatever they do when they're in jail. Because it's silent, it's quiet in there. Well, it was quiet in there, and that's what he wanted. He wanted to talk to my son and explain how he was going to be ruining his life and that he had plans for him. I mean, me and my son talked about it when he got out and stuff. But anyways, I said all that to say, the Lord and I have gotten through my son's addiction, my dad passing, my brother passing. Like, we have a relationship that when he was speaking to me, I had to listen. So as much as I was embarrassed and hard for me to come on here and tell the story about how we accepted food from our stranger neighbor or whatever, I had to do it because the Lord had already told me that's why he sent it, so I could share it. And I was like, oh my God, Lord, you've got to be kidding me. I am not. I mean, I really talk to him like that. I really do. But I mean, he loves me. He knows how I am. He knows my personality. And I was like, there is no way I am going to share that. You've got to be kidding. And yeah, so anyways, I said that to say that feels better to share who he is, how he is, the greatness that he is, versus sharing if somebody wants to be yucky to somebody else online, that's on them. I'm not going to waste my time that I have to connect with people. I'm not going to use it to tear somebody else down or mention somebody else's relationship or anything. That's just pretty much it. So, anyway, you want to see what we made? Come on. Come on. And I broke our damn freaking thing because everything freaking breaks around me. Don't know why. Don't know why. Now look, I lost the goddamn screw. Oh my God. Holy shit, Joe, we don't have it. Look at this is the first thing I broke. And that was a couple days ago. And this is the second thing. I would try to shove it in somewhere if I knew where it went to, but I just don't. This is from this when I was screwing it, and everything's still like, look, it's hard. So then where did it fall from? This is from my wonton maker. I have no wonton maker. I don't even know how you fix that shit. Because I just don't. Because it doesn't screw into anything. Like, it just pops in. But I think Joe's going to look for epoxy glue or something. Anyways, oh no. Let's go, guys. I got to cook. I got to finish. So, anybody late coming in? I cooked chicken, threw onions in it. Because I didn't have peppers, I didn't have mushrooms, I had nothing. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, shit, you guys. started it without switching the camera. That's why you guys have to stay like this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I forgot to turn it. Okay. Here's my chicken. I fried the chicken. I threw onion in it. You can see pieces of onion in there. Okay, there's an onion. Dice your onion if you got little kids and they don't want any. But there's an onion. Okay. I just wanted to let you guys know I made it for you guys with chicken breast. And I told you guys about how I made the thighs, boneless, skinless thighs with mushrooms and onion. Didn't have mushrooms, didn't have peppers. So there we are. Let's put some rice down. And I used the broth from the chicken I made the other day. You can either serve it next to it. I'm just kidding, you guys. I'm just kidding. Do what you want. I just want to give you an idea. It's just a pack of legs is all I had in there. And this is one of the things the lady gave me. I was so grateful. I didn't even know how to make it. But anyways, I was grateful. I have a whole bunch of I have things that I don't know how to do. If anybody has ideas of what to make with these are like chicken, cheddar, and broccoli. I don't like cheddar, but anyways, I'll eat it. And there's this. So I'll probably put them on sides or something. But hey, I'm not complaining, you guys. I really am not. Not complaining one single bit. I have great northern beans. Some of the things I'm like, what? I don't know. Look at you guys. This is like a chili mix. Chingo. A sloppy joe and a chili mix. I've never bought it in a can, but I'm thinking it'll be good. Northern beans. I like collard greens. I've never seen them in a can. They make them homemade. I live in the South. My mom's from the South. Anyways, y'all, let's eat. Okay, thank you guys for. Sorry, I'm grateful. That's all I'm going to say. I'm grateful that the Lord has impressed upon me. That's a nice way to say it for people that don't know. When I say what the Lord is speaking to me, versus, some people know what that means, or it was impressed upon me. Y'all take it any way you want. The Lord laid it on my heart to share some stuff. The Lord holds me accountable. The Lord holds me accountable, let me tell you. Okay, I'm going to grab some gravy. And according to Black, you can throw your gravy right in, or your cornstarch right in there. I didn't have flour. I have only ever seen without flour. You can grab cornstarch in a bowl and make a little slurry, and you pour it into your pan of liquid. Like I had water in here because I remembered halfway through I didn't have flour. All right, let's steam. I'm gonna grab a little piece of meat. Oops. Ooh, did you see Joe? I'll take that off before Joe cooks, because Joe won't eat like that. Joe's picky. Here we go. Tink. Bravo. I love you. Be blessed. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you, Pookie. Sorry. Thank you, Pookie. Everybody have a blessed day. Thank you again for coming in. Don't forget to hit the like and make sure your notifications are turned on and your subs. Because there's some people that are like, they emailed me and they go, did you unsub me from your channel? And that's not funny. And I said, no, I don't think I could do that. And she goes, I got unsubbed somehow. And I said, oh, it's okay. Just go ahead and sub back up. And she was like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, you don't have to be sorry at all. Just, I don't think I can. I've never unsubbed anybody. And I don't know. So I just reminded her, no, don't worry about it. So just make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure you're subbed to my channel or our channel. And thank you again for everything. You want to say bye? You want to come say bye? Come on. Sit down. Sit down. Oh, Sissy came too. All right. Can you guys both say bye? I'll give you a treat. Now sit down, girls. Come over here. You gotta sit down, please. Sit. Nope. I didn't say it yet, so sit down. Now. No. Ready? Okay, shh. No, no. Ready? Good girl. I love you. I love you. Baby, you're just barking to bark, Bailey. You're just barking to bark. Sorry. Bailey just barks. She doesn't even follow, like, I love you. Nobody does the I love you. But, anyways, I love you guys. Be blessed. Go out and enjoy your Tuesday. Thank you guys for coming in. It's kind of a quick little short live. Just kind of catching up with you guys, really. All right. Be blessed. Thank you again, Pookie. Thank you guys, everybody, for being in here. Great job. Oh, if you guys want to be a member, we're going to do a member giveaway next week, second weekend February. So we're going to be doing a member giveaway for a t-shirt. And then, so if you want to be a member, it's in the description. And then our Cash App, our PayPal, and our Venmo are on our About page. If you're able to bless us, that'd be great. If not, please consider sharing. Share because you care, or I don't know, something like that. Caring is sharing. Shit, I never say share. I never tell people to share. Caring is sharing. Share us out. It helps us in the algorithm, I think, or the likes, or something like that. Okay, bye guys.